Filibusterismo.
On the upper deck of the steamship Tabo, presumably in 1894, the passengers discuss its slow pace as it sails along Pasig River on the way to Laguna Lake. Meanwhile, on the lower deck, the students Basilio and Isagani discuss their plans to establish an academy that teaches Spanish to Capitan Basilio, who expresses his doubts that their plan will be approved by the Governor-General. Back on the upper deck, the passengers tell legends about the lake, including the tale of Crisostomo Ibarra. The narration then shifts to the tale of Cabezang Tales. A religious order laid claim to his land and taxed him for it, which he tried to oppose but ended up losing against. With Tales captured by bandits, his daughter Huli borrows money from Hermana Penchang to ransom him and work as her servant in exchange. Arriving at San Diego on Christmas Eve, Basilio learns of Tales' abduction and makes his way to his mother's grave. He recalls the event from the 13 years prior. It also explained that he studied with the help of his foster father, Capitan Tiago, and plans to marry his sweetheart, Huli. As Basilio is about to leave, he runs into the jeweler, Simon, who turns out to be Crisostom Ibarra in disguise. Simon attempts to recruit Basilio into his plans for revolution, but Basilio refuses. On Christmas Day, Julie starts her work as Hermana Penchang's servant. Her grandfather Celo discovers he has become dumb. As people gossip about the misfortune of Celo and his family, Tales returns and entertains Simon at his house as he sells jewelry to clients. He exchanges Julie's locket, which originally belonged to Maria Clara, for Simon's revolver and becomes a bandit, killing the friar administrator, stealing his land, and as well as the new tenant and his wife. On the last day of December, the Governor-General and his advisors, as well as some prayers, take rest in Los Baños. The Governor-General asks their opinion on the students' plans for Spanish Academy. Met with disparate opinions, no decision is made. In Manila, the student Placido Pentetente goes to school. His psychopath friend Juanito Pilael speaks with him on the way.
At the students' dormitory, the wealthy Macraig announces that the decision to establish the Spanish Academy has been passed to a commission head by Don Custodio. The students devise a plan to convince him, as well as the lawyer Senor Pasta, to approve the plan. Isigani then approaches Senor Pasta, only for him to refuse for fear of angering the friars. At this house, the Chinese businessman Crioga entertains guests for dinner. Simon asks him to store rifles in his warehouse in exchange for absolving parts of his debt to him. The guests then leave Crioga's house to attend the Quiapo Fair at the Americans' Mr. Leeds show. The supposed Sphinx tell a story similar to that Ibarra's and called out Padre Salvi, causing him to faint. Later on, Placido meets with Simon and learns of his plans to investigate a revolution and rescue Maria Clara from the nunnery. As Don Custodios puzzles over his decision, people of Manila go to Teatro de Variedades to watch Les Cloches de Corneville. During the performance, the students learn of Don Custodios' decision. At Captain Tiago's house, Basilio visited by Simon. The man attempts to recruit him once again, only to become distraught when Basilio informs that Maria Clara was dead. In Malecon, Isigani meets with his sweetheart Paulita Gomez and tells her about his dreams for reform. Paulita dismisses them as being idealistic and attainable. The students later organize a banquet to order Don Custodio's decision. Don Custodios has decided that the academy be supervised by a Dominican order and the students merely collect contributions. Basilio later gets to the hospital and learns that seditious posters had been seen, with the students' organization being implicated. As he goes to Macraig's house to ask for a loan, he is ultimately arrested as well.
Meanwhile, Isagani and Padre Fernandez argue regarding the friars' education of the students. As gossip spreads regarding the student's imprisonment, Capitan Tiago dies and his will is executed by Padre Irene, who has forged it and distributed his properties, which were meant for Basilio, to the Santa Clara convent and other religious corporations. Back in San Diego, Julie learns of Basilio's imprisonment and is reluctantly convinced to seek the help of Padre Camorra. She then kills herself when the priest assaults her. As a high official attempts to convince the Governor General to release Basilio, whom he believes to be innocent, the Governor General refuses. Later on, the students Pexon, Tadeo, and Juanito are freed from prison but suspended from their classes. It is revealed that Juanito is to marry Polita. Basilio is released from prison, having learned of Julius' death, and joins Simon in his revolution, learning that the man plans to place a dynamite-laden lamp at an important gathering as a signal for the attack. As Basilio walks along the streets later on, he sees the wedding reception of Juanito and Polita, surmising it to be the gathering Simon was referring to. He then sees Isagani, whom he tells to leave because of the bomb, as the guests panic over the lamp bearing a note from Ibarra, which is presumed to be dead years ago. Isagani rushes into the house and throws the lamp into the river before escaping. Later on, news circulates about bandits attacking a friar country house. The bandits confess to a mestizo, matching Simon's description being the mastermind of the attack. The day after the wedding reception, Isagani discusses the events with several individuals. The silversmith Chichoy reveals Simon was the one who planned the attack. As members of the Guardia Civil escort prisoners, they are ambushed by the bandits. One of the soldiers, Carolino, kills their leader, Kabisang Talis, and another one kills the old man, Celo. It is then revealed that Carolino is actually Tano, Talis' son, and Julie's brother. Later on, Simon escaped to the house of Isagani's uncle, Padre Florentino. Pursued by the Guardia Civil, he kills himself by taking poison in order to avoid arrest. Afterward, Padre Florentino throws his jewel chest into the sea.